Hello and good day everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is Sir Marcy. For today's video, we're going to discuss complement of a set. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated with my latest videos. The objectives of our lesson for today is that at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to: letter A, define complement of a set. Letter B, solve for the complement of a given set. Are you guys ready? Let's continue. But before we proceed with our lesson, let's try to recall first the lessons that we already discussed. Okay? So what I want you to do is to match column A with column B. We have two sets with no common elements. We have the totality of all elements under consideration. We have two sets with same number of elements and a set with no element. And lastly, a collection of well-defined objects. The choices are set, disjoint set, we have equal set, the universal set, equivalent set, the element, empty set, and joint set. Okay, I'm going to give you only 10 seconds to answer this problem. Timer starts now. And time's up. Let's now check your answers. For number 1, two sets with no common elements is called, okay, very good, that is disjoint set. How about number 2, the totality of all elements under consideration? The answer is correct, that is the universal set. Number 3, we have two sets with same number of elements. The answer is okay, that is correct. It is called an equivalent set. Number 4, we have a set with no common element. We called it, okay, empty set. And lastly, a collection of well-defined objects. The answer is very good. It is a set. Okay, let's now move on with our lesson. Okay, before we proceed with our lesson, let's try to have another set of activities. Tell whether each statement is true or false. Okay, so these are the statements. We have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. I'm going to give you only 10 seconds to answer this. Timer starts now. And time's up. Let's now reveal the answer. For number 1, the correct answer is true. Number 2, the answer is false. Number 3, the answer is false. Number 4, the answer is true. And number 5, the answer is false. I hope at this point you can still recall the difference between equal set and equivalent set. In example number 1, or in statement number 1, that is an example of equal set. Equal set means it has the same element regardless of its order. And for number 4, that is an example of equivalent set. It has the same number of elements. So if you're going to examine in number 4, they have the same number of elements, and that is 3. Now, let's proceed with our lesson. The topic that I'm going to discuss for today is all about the complement of a set. And what is complement of a set? When we say complement of a set, that is denoted by A prime, is the set of all elements in the universal set that are not in set A. For example, the universal set we have here is the set of numbers from 1 to 10. So, if we're going to list all the elements in our universal set, that is the elements from number 1, 2, 3, 4, up to number 10. Suppose our set A contains the following element. We have 1, 3, 6, 9, and 10. And if we're going to get the complement of a set, we will just remove the common elements between the universal set and our set A. Okay, so we'll remove that. As you can see, we have now the elements 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8, and this is now the complement of set A. That is the set of elements not in set A but is found in the universal set. Okay, let's move on. Let's have another set of examples. Suppose, again, our universal set is the set of counting numbers from 1 to 10. And our set A contains the element 2, 4, 6, 9, and 10. And for set B, we have the elements 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And set C contains the element 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So let's now solve for set A. First is we cancel those elements common in both set, universal and set A. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 6, 9, and 10. Therefore, the complement of set A are the elements 1, 3, 5, 7, and 8. Next, if we have set B, which contains the element 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, the answer we have here, so we cross out 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And our B complement or B prime are the following. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Take note also that 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 is the set C. Okay, so we can write B prime is equal to set C. Okay, and lastly, for our example number 3, we have the universal set, again, the elements from numbers 1 to 10, and C contains the element 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, so we cross out the common element between these two, and notice that C prime contains the element 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and that is equal to set B. Okay? Now, it's your turn. I want you to answer this seat word in 60 seconds. Timer starts now. And time's up. Let's now reveal the answer. For number 1, given the universal set 1, 2, 3 up to number 7, we're going to find the complement of set A. So we have here the universal set and set A. Again, in order for us to find the complement of set A, we will just simply cancel out the common element between these two sets. So we have 2, we cancel 4, and we cancel 6. What is left is, or with what is left are the numbers 1, 3, 5, and 7. And that is the complement of set A. Okay, so I hope you got it right. Let's proceed with question number 2. Okay, take note also, as you can see, 1, 3, 5, and 7 is the same with set B. Okay, so take note that we can also write our answer as equal to set B. Now let's proceed with problem number 2. Again, the universal set, we have the numbers from 1 to 7. And our set B contains the element 1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay, so we cancel again the common terms between these two given set. Okay, and what is left are the following. B complement is equal to 2, 4, and 6. Now, let's take a look at the given if there is the same elements with this one. So as you can see, we have 2, 4, and 6 are the same with the elements found in set A. So therefore, B prime is equal to set A. Let's proceed with problem number 3. We have C prime, that's the same as or the given universal set and set C. So we cancel the common elements between these two, and C prime is equal to 3 and 4. For number 4, we have the universal set and set D, which contains the element 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we cancel again the common elements between these two, and our answer is D complement is equal to 5, 6, and 7. And lastly, we have set E, or we're going to get E complement. So the given universal set and our set E cancel out the common element between these two, and our E complement is equal to 3, 5, and 7. Now, for your assignment, please answer this in your notebook. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated with my latest videos. Goodbye!